Magda's ringing. Hello. How are you? I've not heard from you in a while. I've missed you, you know.
I'm so sorry. That's on me. It won't happen again, I promise.
No. Don't worry about me. You know that I'll always be here for you no matter what.
I know. And I really feel bad for just calling you out of nowhere after such a long time, but I really need someone to talk to.
Yeah, I'm here for you. What's happened?
Do you remember when I told you about my boyfriend acting a bit weird lately?
Yeah? Wait, no.
Yeah, guess what? I was right. Something has happened.
No, wait. He didn't, did he?
The whole time he was seeing this other girl, and stupid me, obviously, fell for all of his stupid lies. How was I so blind?
No. Stop right there. None of this is your fault. These are his decisions, and it's his loss. That doesn't make it any better, but you're not at fault here, and don't even dare to think about that.
Yeah, you're right. But how heartless do you have to be to do something like that? I mean, really.
Look, I know it's horrible, and what he's done isn't acceptable in any way, but if you continue working yourself up about it, you're the only one that's going to get hurt. The best thing you can do is forgive yourself right now, and work through this and forgive him.
Forgive him? I will never be able to forgive him or forget what he has done.
The thing is, forgiving doesn't mean forgetting. By holding this hate, you're only hurting yourself.
Forgiveness is an interesting thing. It seems to be a selfless act that doesn't benefit the person forgiving at all. But actually, when you look into it, there's so much more to forgiveness. But first, we need to clarify what forgiveness actually means. Forgiving isn't equal to forgetting. And if you forgive, that also doesn't mean that justice can't happen anymore. Forgiveness just means letting go of anger against the person who hurt you. Because actually holding on to that anger and not forgiving that person is only harming yourself. There is an enormous physical burden to being hurt or disappointed. Long-lasting anger puts you into a fight or flight mode, which results in numerous changes in heart rate, blood pressure, and immune response. Those changes then increase the risk of depression, heart diseases, and diabetes, among other conditions. When you forgive, on the other hand, research shows that is linked to positive mental and physical health outcomes, like, for example, reduced symptoms of anxiety, depression, or psychiatric disorders. It can also improve cholesterol levels and sleep, and reduce pain and blood pressure. There's also a link between longer life expectancy and forgiveness. There is also evidence that having a faith can help your ability to forgive. Research shows that people who pray, for example, can forgive more easily. So you can clearly see that forgiving people and making a habit of forgiving regularly has a huge benefit on your mental and physical health.
Okay, look. What do you want to achieve by not forgiving him? Right. Don't you see? It has no point. You just have to understand that by forgiving him, you don't say that what he's did is okay. You just accept that it's happened, and neither of you can change it anymore. Just imagine how the world would be like if people started forgiving each other.
Imagine you're on a football team, but every time someone makes a mistake, you refuse to pass to them. Eventually, everyone's made a mistake, and nobody's passing to anyone anymore. What do you think the outcome of that game would be? A divided team isn't going to win anything. Our world is so full of divisions at the moment. In 2016, a referendum to leave the European Union split the country pretty much 50-50. It divided us into those who wanted to leave and those who wanted to remain. In the most recent elections in America, Trump and Biden received the most votes ever recorded for a presidential candidate. And coming out of the pandemic, we're divided again. with anti-vaxxers and pro-vaxxers, anti-lockdown and pro-lockdown. It all just shows us how divided we are. But it's not just the world as a whole, it's our families that are divided too. For one of my friend's families, there's a rift between a cousin and the rest of the family. The cousin almost refuses to be part of the family anymore because of something that happened so long ago. And they just can't forgive or forget it. When we don't forgive, our world becomes more and more divided, creating more and more rifts between us. When we don't forgive, we're just like that football team, unable to function. But when we forgive, we can change the world. Nelson Mandela was imprisoned for 27 years for protesting against apartheid and racism. When he was released, he didn't demand retribution for what had been done to him. No, he said that we need forgiveness to restore South Africa. Along with his friend, the Bishop Desmond Tutu, they set up the Truth and Reconciliation Commission, these days known as the Forgiveness Project. Their aim was to find victims and perpetrators of the crimes that had been committed in apartheid, bring them together, get them to talk to each other, to hear each other out, to apologise and to forgive each other. It's become known as one of the most powerful tools for reconciliation in South Africa. As Mandela once said, forgiveness liberates the soul, it removes fear. That's why it's such a powerful weapon.
I know, but just because forgiving others worked for other people doesn't mean it has to work for me.
Yeah, and I get where you're coming from, but just believe me, when you truly have forgiven someone, you'll understand. And when I say that you feel so much better, you feel lighter, as if a weight's been lifted off you finally.
But then he will never learn from his mistakes, and I will never get justice for what he has done to me.
When we do something bad in life, we get punished, and that's acceptable, right? We can't just go around our lives committing crimes and not expecting a consequence from it. If you hurt your friend, you have to deal with the consequence of that. If you commit a crime, you have to potentially pay a fine or spend time in prison because you pay the price for what you've done wrong. Christians believe that we've all sinned and done bad things in our lives, but that Jesus paid the price and took the punishment for our sins. Jesus didn't need to be punished. We humans are the ones that deserve the punishment. But Jesus died for our sins so that we didn't have to die. When Jesus was on the cross, there was two criminals who were crucified next to him. One of the criminals next to him said, "We are punished justly, for we are getting what our deeds deserve. But this man, he has done nothing wrong." Jesus did nothing wrong, but he died still for the consequence of our sin. And the criminal next to him understood that he was the innocent man here. More than the fact that Jesus wants to forgive us, he also teaches us in the Bible how to forgive others too. In the Bible, Peter asked Jesus, "Lord, how many times shall I forgive my brother? Up to 7 times?" But then Jesus answers him, not just 7 times, but 7 times 7 times. Jesus is saying to forgive endlessly. Jesus is the perfect example of selflessness, as he teaches us how to forgive people unlimitedly and undeservingly too. As Jesus was dying, the soldiers who put him there started gambling for his clothes, and he said, "Father, forgive them, for they don't know what they're doing." You see, Jesus forgave the people who killed him, the people who got him on the cross. No matter what we've done wrong, Jesus still forgives us, and he always will. He forgives us because he loves us. Therefore, if Jesus can forgive us for everything that we've done wrong, even things against him, then why shouldn't we do the same? Christians believe that Jesus shows us how to forgive others and how important it is to not only do that, but also to forgive ourselves for the mistakes that we make. Just as Jesus forgives us, we too can do the same. Jesus stepped in when justice needed to be done. We couldn't go unpunished for what we or other generations before us have done wrong, but Jesus allowed justice to happen by taking our sins upon himself. Christians believe that because of Jesus, we are forgiven, and therefore we have a choice to make to forgive others and to forgive ourselves, just as Jesus did. Forgiving is just like throwing a stone in the river, choosing to let go, just like you let go of the stone. You know, I also struggled with forgiving others, and mostly myself a lot as well. But for me, my faith really has helped me to understand that if Jesus thinks I'm worth forgiving and worth dying for, why shouldn't I believe that? I mean, I've done bad things, and I don't deserve to be forgiven for that. But Jesus and also other people chose to forgive me anyway. And I just try to do the same. So, I know that your boyfriend doesn't deserve to be forgiven, but it's not about deserving to be forgiven. It's about choosing to forgive, even though he doesn't deserve it. So, what do you think? Are you going to try and forgive him?